Hey there and welcome. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm Daryl Vaughn, Colorado Realtor, and on this channel we talk about everything Colorado, but especially Denver since that's where I live. And you may have heard for the last 10 years that Denver has been exponentially growing in popularity. I want to just clear some things up here because most videos are going to tell you why Denver is a great place to live and why it's awesome, but I'm actually going to give you a few reasons why Denver may not be right for you, so that by the end of this video, you'll be able to make an informed decision as to whether or not Denver is going to be the right fit for you. Let's go. Denver is not affordable. Maybe had you moved here about 8 years ago, it might be a different story. But today, Denver is not a value option if you're looking to move from somewhere and you're thinking you're going to save money on your living expenses. That is very unlikely depending on where you live. Now, granted, Denver is not expensive as cities like New York, San Francisco, and LA, but it is getting up there and it's within the top 10 most expensive metro areas in the United States. And the cost of living is 12% higher than the national average, and housing costs are 37% higher than the national average. So again, if you're thinking you're going to move to Denver and save money, obviously this is very dependent on where you currently live, but Denver is not an affordable city. Friendly people. A lot of people find this actually a good reason to live in Denver, but if you're one of those who likes to keep to themselves, you don't really like making small talk in bars, you don't like smiling at people when you walk by, then you may want to reconsider moving to Denver. People here are super friendly, super nice, and super outgoing. We want to talk to other people. We want to engage with other people. We want to interact. So if you're a person that doesn't like really being nice to people, you don't consider yourself a friendly individual, maybe you're a little bit grumpy, maybe when you go to the bar you just want to sit in silence and have your beer or your cocktail or whatever it may be, then Denver may not be the right place for you. And as a matter of fact, I've kind of seen a slight increase in unfriendly people living here in Denver, and that by no means is the majority, but I always know when they're from somewhere else that they don't like to talk or engage. That's a very clear sign that you're a new transplant here to the Denver area. So personally, if you're a grump and if you're not a nice person and you don't like to be friendly, I prefer you actually stay out of Denver. And next is dogs. Denver is a very, very dog-friendly city. So if you don't like dogs, if you have a fear of dogs, if you're allergic to dogs, then Denver may just not be the right place for you. Now, in addition to there being a high population of dogs, because there are so many dogs, this means there are actually a lot of pretty bad dog owners. I hate to say it, Denver, but there are a lot of people that let their dogs off leash in inappropriate times. Of course, I don't mind if it's, the situation allows for a dog to be off leash, no problem, but there are a lot of, unfortunately, irresponsible people that let their dogs off leashes at very poor times. In addition, there are a lot of people in Denver that unfortunately do not clean up after their pets. I also have seen, unfortunately, dogs running around downtown, so there are a lot of people here that don't properly secure their pets within their home or within their yard. So if any of this stuff is prone to bothering you, then I would avoid moving to the Mile High City. All right. And another thing is, Denver's not that safe. Now, I will say that compared to any other major U.S. city in the United States, it's amongst the safest. However, Denver is one of the least safe cities in Colorado. So if you're somebody that's used to urban living and you're no stranger to the big city, this might not be a problem, but Denver does have a pretty high crime rate. Not so much in the area of violent crimes, but there are a high amount of car thefts, car break-ins, and bike thefts. And there is a substantial amount of homelessness in the downtown areas, as is the case with most major U.S. Big cities. So, like I said, if you have been raised, you've grown up in the city, you've lived in the city for a long time, none of this is going to faze you. But if you're coming from a more rural area or the suburbs, I want to point out that the big city is not as safe as rural living and is not as safe as the suburbs. So you may want to think twice if you're thinking about calling Denver home if safety is a priority for you. Another reason why maybe you shouldn't move to Denver: fires and occasional poor air quality. Now, when we think of Denver, obviously it's very well known for being close to the mountains and its abundance of access to outdoor activities. However, in the summer months, not only do we have a fire season of our own, which causes smoke from houses to go up in the air, we also get smoke billowing in from surrounding states as far as California. And that smoke comes over the Rocky Mountains and sits on the other side here in Denver, making the air quality here actually one of the worst in the world. Second to, I think, Santiago, Chile, which coincidentally I've lived there as well. So now the air quality is not poor all the time, but keep in mind that this does happen in the summer months where people are wanting to go outside and spend some time outside. But the air quality is often so bad that it's actually hazardous, dangerous. It's not good for your health. So it's oftentimes you'll see on the freeway signs that it's recommended for you to actually stay in. So if you are somebody that has a compromised respiratory system, perhaps you have asthma or bad allergies or anything like this, then you may want to consider looking elsewhere for a new place to live. All right, Denver is high and dry. That's right, the Mile High City. It's no secret that we're at very high altitude. Now, what this means is a few things. There's altitude sickness. You might find yourself on a visit having shortness of breath, doing pretty regular things like walking upstairs or just walking around downtown. In addition, you get much more drunk when you go out drinking, and hangovers tend to be much, much worse. Also, Denver is technically the high desert, so it is a very, very dry area. So you may experience dry and sore throat, dry itchy eyes, dry itchy skin. So if any of these things sound unappealing, I would not recommend moving to Denver. However, I will say that over time you do get used to these things, but if you're moving to Denver, be aware that there are some effects of being at high altitude and being in a very dry place. So your body will adapt. And you know what, I will say there are some benefits to living at high altitude if you're an athlete of some sort. A lot of athletes actually train at higher altitude because it makes performance at sea level easier. So there is a slight benefit. Again, your body will get used to all this stuff, but if you move to Denver, be prepared to use a lot of lotion, throat lozenges, and eye drops because it is very dry here. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. And if I haven't scared you off quite yet from moving to Denver, or if you live in Denver and I have scared you off, while I love making content like this, what I really love doing is helping people with their real estate journey, whether you want to buy, sell, or invest here in Denver or anywhere in the state of Colorado, anywhere in the nation, or anywhere in the world. I can help you out. My contact information will be at the end of this video, so stay tuned to pause that and write down my number. But I would love it if you gave me a call, sent me an email so we can talk about your real estate goals. And I would appreciate it if you gave me some feedback. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and send me a comment. I will make sure to respond to every comment on this channel. In addition, I would be honored if you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I come out with a new video. I'm Daryl Vaughn, Colorado Realtor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.